Okay, I'm being told we are live. We are live all across Safaricom PLC, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our YouTube. And my name is Charlie Karomi, and I am confused. I am delighted, but I am also confused because this is what happened. I was sleeping soundly in my bed, and then I got a call. They were like, "Hurry, wear a suit, come to the Sarit Expo Center because Safaricom, they are doing something." And when Safaricom does something, you know it's serious. And if you know me, if you know Charlie Karomi, that's me. When I wear a suit, things are serious. What's going on right now? We're at the Expo Center, where I think 2,000 people are gathered here. There's a bell ringing. We're telling people to move inside the hall. What is happening is that today is Safaricom's 19th birthday. And in commemoration of that, happy birthday to you, Safaricom. In commemoration of that, something is going on. I don't know if it's a launch. I don't know if it's a drive. I don't know. The last time I came to Safaricom, they gave away like 100 million bob in the Tunukiwa series. So I don't know what's going on. So this is what I'm going to do. This is my mission for you guys today. If you're watching us everywhere on Safaricom PLC, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your YouTube, I'm about to walk around, talk to a few people, try to find out exactly what is going on at the Sarit Expo Center. And when I do that, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Safaricom has been around for 19 years. 19! It's basically a university student by now. So we're going to take a trip down memory lane. And if you guys remember, as we walk around, so if you guys see behind me, this was all catering. People were filled up here having breakfast. Mimi sijakula juniko kazi. But it's fine, I will survive. So people streamed in here and then they had breakfast. And they're all being ushered into the hall to my right. Follow me, Kidogo, follow me. So they are all being ushered to this hall over here. And I'm telling you, it's about a 2,000-seater. 2,000 people can fit in there. And you know it's a serious thing. They're even giving out whole gazettes. I've seen people with whole newspapers. And I've seen billboards all over Nairobi. And all I'm seeing is for you, for you, for you. I don't understand what for you means. And I need to find someone to tell me that. But anyway, guys, as I was telling you, in the year 2000, in October, Safaricom officially launched. It had been a subsidiary of like Telcom since like 97, but 2000 in October, that's when they officially launched here in Kenya. And now, biggest company in East and Central Africa, the best employer according to Forbes in Africa. It's been 19 years of awesomeness. And how I know today is going to be a big deal, I've seen Bwana Michael Joseph. He's here to launch it. This is the same person who launched M-PESA. Do you guys remember life before M-PESA? I don't. But anyway, so Bwana Michael Joseph is here. He's about to go in. I think we should go in. Can we go in? I'm trying to look for my director to tell me if I'm allowed to go in, but I'm just going to take initiative. Let's walk in and see what's going on over there. Holy moly, check this out. Just pan for them. Just let them see. Let them see how many people are in here. It is redonkulous. I guess you expect nothing less from the biggest mobile phone company in Kenya, in East and Central Africa. So there's something going on. I'm seeing something on all the seats. Sorry, may I take this really quick? I'll bring it right back. So this is on all the seats, and apparently it's a way to make a paper plane. I'm not exactly sure what this is for, but we're about to find out. I've seen Yvonne Okwara. She is the MC for the day. Thank you very much, sir. Yvonne Okwara is the MC for the day, and she's also going to be taking us on a trip down memory lane, as I am being told to understand, as I'm being made to understand. So that trip continues like this. Nimewambia, in 2000, Safaricom launched. Then in 2002, they introduced customer care. And I want to tell you guys, I think we underestimate how amazing the customer care is. Have you ever tried calling customer care in any other company to find someone talking to you like, "Hey, nini, unataka nini?" And Safaricom introduced customer care, and it was revolutionary. There's one time I went to Tanzania. I'm not saying what phone company I tried to call customer care, but I was shocked. I'm like, Why aren't you like Safaricom? So yeah, Safaricom launched customer care in 2002 and it was amazing. In 2003, they hit 1 million subscribers. In just 3 years, they had hit 1 million subscribers. But what happened in 2004? That's what changed everything. They launched mobile internet. And if you guys remember life before internet, you're lucky. I cannot. Before I was able to go on, you remember the website To Go where people had all of these chat websites? It was amazing. Oh, I'm even seeing one of the papers. Cindy, give me that paper. So this is what I was talking about. There's a whole paper. Men really can't multitask. Okay, this goes into my pocket. Hello! Sorry, I'm just telling the people watching that men can simply not multitask. I'm trying to balance between this. Could you hold the the paper? The paper for me. Anyway, with me right now is Caroline Candy. She's she apart from being our official paper holder, she's head of brand and marketing right here. You're head of brand and marketing. What's this? What's for you? What's going on?
You're just gonna have to wait and see.
But the people want
anything out of the bag until we officially were done with the event.
I'll sambaza you 50 bob.
Really?
55 bob.
Really?
But okay, so I've seen billboards everywhere. I've seen For You everywhere. It has something to do with me. Because you're saying For You, it has something to do with me, yes?
Yeah, it has everything to do with you and the rest of our customers.
Okay, and is Bona Michael Joseph involved? Because I've seen him walking around. He's casually, I saw him have Ndoma in the other room. I didn't know Michael Joseph ate Ndoma, but he's involved in the launch.
Completely, and he's cool like that.
Okay, but I want to do this because we're taking people on a trip down memory lane. Safaricom, you guys have been here for 19 years, since 2000. I want to know if you have that Safaricom DNA in you. So I need to ask you a very serious question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you own a Safaricom wallet? Unakumbuka zile wallet, the Safaricom wallets?
Yeah, my first SIM card came with a wallet.
Do you still have that wallet?
No, I have the SIM card.
I feel like you're one of the people who still have that wallet. Like my shosho, she still keeps the wallet. She had a few old 1,000 bobs, but but that wallet changed lives. Last question I'm going to ask.
Like I'm like your shosho.
My shosho is beautiful and wise.
Oh, okay. Good. Just checking.
That is how you save yourself. Anyway, something else I need to ask you. Did you ever use a Simu Zami? Because people have forgotten about that era.
Actually, no.
You never used the Simu Zami?
No, imagine.
You went straight to a mobile phone?
Yeah.
We had money. Final question.
I went straight from landline to mobile phone.
Life was good. Life is still good. Final question. M-PESA. What is the weirdest way someone sent you money, like your parents or your siblings? Did you ever get sent money by your parents and then the siblings scattered your transaction fee?
So the weirdest thing was on my birthday,
yes,
when you had a party, you'd get gifts, and my mom just wouldn't give it back. She'd be like, "You've been eating," so you'd get like, she'd be like, "You've been eating in my house. I've fed you. This is my money. This is, yeah." So
at least now people can send you directly.
Exactly.
Thank God for M-PESA. Thank God. But anyway, I think we're about to start. Let me catch Sylvia. I see that. Thank you so much, and thank you for holding our paper. Asante sana.
Cheers.
So anyway, we are just about to begin. Can I whisper? Ooh, Sylvia is here. Guys, if you have no idea, this is Sylvia Mulenge, the Sylvia Mulenge. Hi, say hi again. They didn't hear you.
Hi, my name is Sylvia. I don't know what that means. I'm just...
No, they are the people. They're watching all over Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Safaricom PLC. You're the CCO.
Yeah, I take care of customers. I'm the Chief Customer Officer.
Okay. How precious are we to Safaricom? Because I know of a lot of companies who don't have a chief customer officer. Are we that important to you guys?
Of course. The company has been built by you, has been built by our customers. Every day they make a decision to come to Safaricom and partake of our products and services, and there are many other competitors. So that's the reason why we celebrate our customers, and they become the most important reason for our being.
Okay. I tried to trick Madam Candy into telling us what's going on because I still have no idea. So what are we doing here today?
Well, we have a new album that we've recorded that is has been loaded, so we're going to be unveiling the new album today. So be on the lookout.
Tunasonga na your album. Okay, last question before I think we're just about to begin. Safaricom, we've been around for 19 years. Can I say we? Because I'm Safaricom, you're Safaricom.
Thank you for being a Safaricom customer.
Thank you very much. So we've been around for 19 years. I need to ask you questions to know if you have that Safaricom DNA. Have you ever sent a please call me?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Safaricom I've worked in Safaricom for 13 years, but I had a line like 3 or 4 years before. And those days were hustling days, yes. So I've sent a please call me. Okay,
another question. What is the strangest way you've ever received money before M-PESA? Because I remember there was one time my mom needed to send me money in high school. Akatuma brother yangu na 1,000, ikafika kama 800. And I was like, that transaction fee is too high. What's the weirdest way you got sent money before M-PESA?
Well, I wouldn't say weird, but maybe I'd say nilikuwa nimezoea Molo line. I come from Nakuru. So my mom used to send me money via Molo line. Ilikuwa inafika yote.
So nowadays when M-PESA sends you money in about 3 seconds flat, compared to a Molo line 4 hours, how long?
2-3 hours, depending on how fast the math is.
Thank God for M-PESA, right? Okay, final question. I know you can't tell us exactly what's going on, but what are we going to feel after this?
I hope you will feel that Safaricom has become a better company for you.
Okay. For you. I've seen billboards. I'm going to find you and we are going to ask some few questions. We're going to... But thank you so much, Sylvia. Have an amazing one.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Okay, you heard it from the CCO, the Chief Customer Officer. It's big. She said they're launching an album, but I do not believe her. I know Michael Joseph is a pretty amazing CEO. I'm not sure how good he does as a singer. Also, there's a big jib. Show them the camera. That was about to hit you on the head. So you're welcome. Anyway, we're still taking that trip down memory lane. Cindy, could you hold that phone for me? Because I need to show you guys. So they are giving these out at the door. This is the Business Daily, and the whole back page is Safaricom. And apparently they're showing us how to make a paper boat. Do you guys remember how to make a paper boat? Like, this is nostalgia for sure. I haven't made a paper boat since I was a child. And I think this one pulls out.
Citizen TV on Safaricom social media, Facebook.
It does. So that is Bwana Michael Joseph. So they're saying simple, transparent, honest for you. I still have no idea. I don't. Oh my God. They have the entire timeline. The timeline I was trying to tell you about, it is all here. Okay, let's see. 2000, we launched. Per second billing, you remember back in the day, for those of you who are too young to remember, calls used to be billed per minute by other people. But then Safaricom were like, let's do per second. And now everyone does it. And then, you remember when they introduced Bamba? Because I've been a hustler for a minute, still a hustler. So when they introduced the Bamba 10, Bamba 5, that was my jam. So they introduced the Bamba in around 2004. The entire timeline is here. 207, M-PESA. Okay, guys, grab yourself a copy of any newspaper today. All of this timeline is in all the major newspapers. Also, we are also live on Citizen TV. Where is Yvonne? Yvonne Okwara is the one speaking, but I can't see her. Apparently, we're about to begin. I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk to the back because I still need to stay ready and see who else I can interview. I'm not sure if we can get Bwana Michael Joseph now. We might be able to get him later, but I want to ask you guys, what's that one thing you remember about Safaricom? 19 years, what's that one thing that it changed your life? For me, it was M-PESA. Being able to get sent money while I was in university by my parents. Maze Kibanda life. That was like a savior for me. So how Safaricom changed your life? And then also, later in this live stream, you'll be able to win some airtime. We're giving out airtime. There's some interesting trivia coming up, so stay tuned for that. So if you know your Safaricom facts, if you've grabbed your newspaper, it'll be easy for you, by the way, because it's going to be questions about the timeline and about what Safaricom does. Cindy, maybe my phone. Thank you very much. But anyway, have we we haven't begun, so I can continue that trip down memory lane. Okay, so in 2007, that is when M-PESA launched. And I can't remember life before M-PESA, because Kenya was actually the first country in the world to do a major mobile phone money transfer business, and that was by Safaricom. And then 2005, sorry, I skipped. In 2005, it was the launch of Sambaza. How many of you ever went to your parents' phone and Sambaza'd yourself like a 50 bob, a 20 bob, just to get you through? That was Safaricom, Bana. You remember Sambaza? I'm telling you guys, it's taken me through a lot. And then I told you mobile phone internet launched in 2004. In 2012, M-PESA hit 15 million active users, and then they launched M-Shwari. It was amazing. And 2014, value of M-PESA hit half of Kenya's GDP, and then they launched 4G. I'm telling you, it's amazing here. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else I can speak to and kind of ask what's going on here. Maybe I can, Desinde, can we hijack just anyone we see? We can hijack people. Let me see who I can hijack right now. Hello. Hello, Bwana KK. How are you? We're live. We're live. We're live. Can I move over this way? This way? Come on. That way. That way. Yes? Yes? I can come through? Okay. Guys are a bit shy. Okay, guys are still, guys are still a bit shy because we're just about to launch over here. I'm not sure exactly what we're launching, but we're going to keep talking to guys. But please tell me, comment down below. We are live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. How has Safaricom changed your life as I continue my walk around? So if you guys can see the... What? We're back. We're back live. Okay, guys, we're just about to begin. What is in front of me over here? Cameraman, show them this thing. This is called a jib. And if you're watching us on Citizen TV or on any other TV platform that is hosting us right now, that's what gets you the beautiful aerial shots. Guys, remember, we're here at the Sarit Expo Center, and Safaricom, they're doing something. I don't know if it's a launch. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing something major. And I think you'll need to duck. But anyway, we're celebrating 19 years of Safaricom. They launched in October 2000. 2000. Where were you in 2000? They launched in October 2000, and for 19 years they have been amazing. I speak into the jib. Okay. Oh, so they launched 19 years ago. Right now, okay, I think we're just about. Yvonne Okwara is just about to step on stage. She is amazing. She is phenomenal. So we're just about to begin. She is our host for the day, and in just a bit, I'm going to hand you over to her for her to tell us exactly what is going on. But guys, remember, we still have our trivia questions. Before we go, let me just ask you one question, and I've talked about it the whole time. Tell me this: if you want 1,000 bob worth of airtime, tell me this. Tell me this: what year did M-PESA launch? What year did M-PESA launch? Comment down below. The first correct comment wins themselves 1,000 bob worth of airtime, courtesy of Safaricom. And also, please share this because your friends, your family have.
So make sure that you are comfortable, you are sitting next to somebody, and someone you know, maybe somebody you don't know, but please have fun, because that's what we intend to have here as we celebrate Safaricom at 19. And it's not just a birthday, but it's what happens going forward. That's the most important thing, right? So before we get started, I'd like to just set some housekeeping rules. So it is a birthday party for Safaricom, so we can't ask you to turn your phones off, can we? No, but we'll ask you to put them on silent, because we are live here on television and online. So please put your phones on silent, and we invite you to get onto the Wi-Fi. The username is Safaricom at 19. That's the @ sign, Safaricom at 19. And the password is for you. 2019. The hashtag we're using across all social media is Safaricom for you. Like we said, we are live on Citizen Television here in Kenya. We're also live across all our social media platforms. That's at Safaricom PLC on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. A little bit of a safety one now. Number one, this is a no smoking zone. So please take note of that. Not inside and not outside in the foyer as well. There are no safety drills that have been scheduled for today. So that means if you hear an alarm, in the event an alarm goes off, it is the real deal. It is the real deal. It's not a drill. And you will exit through these exit signs that are on each side of the room. They're clearly marked exit in green, as we would have it. It is Safaricom. All those doors on that side, and on my left, which would be your right, the first two doors are your exits. They will lead you straight out to the assembly point, which is the outside car park area across the road from this building. And while you're exiting, please don't take selfies, don't take videos. It's your safety first. You can take the selfie after, just to tell everybody you're safe, okay? Good stuff. So that is done. The washrooms are outside to my right, which is to your left, outside across the foyer where you had your breakfast. In the need of medical assistance, please go once again outside to the foyer where the Safaricom ushers will be able to assist you. Good? Now it's to the fun bit, right? So there is those pieces of paper that we have on your seats. Those are little paper planes. I mean, at every birthday party you have, like, you know, sort of birthday tricks, right? We'll get to that. You can fold that, and I know if you're terrible at arts and craft like me, that's why we've labeled it appropriately. You'll just fold it along the dotted line. You start with, okay, well, that's an interesting one. That. All right, so we've had the fun. We'll get to the paper plates, but we also have gifts for you, right? It's a birthday party, isn't it? I have 10,000 shillings of Safaricom airtime, and I want you to play with me. We'll play a little game. You've all logged on to the Wi-Fi, right? No, you haven't. All right, let's do it again. The username is Safaricom at 19. The password for you 2019. One word, capital F, capital Y. The username, Safaricom at 19, capital S. It is the @ sign that we're using. Are we there now? Is that a little show of hands? Connected? The password for you 2019, capital F, capital Y. Y for Yvonne. Are we good? Good. So are we ready to play? Does anyone want some 10,000 shilling Safaricom airtime? Can I hear yes? Fantastic. So let's play. I would like you to go onto your browser and get onto www.trivia.me.ke. Once you get on there, it's really simple. Plug in your phone number. I'd like us to play. And I want to see who knows Safaricom the best. And I want to see who can be quick. Are you good? Once you plug in your phone number, there are 5 questions for you to answer. We've got 5 questions. And I'm going along with you for this one. We have 5 questions. The one who answers those 5 questions fastest, correct, in the quickest time. And guys, we made it easy. It's a multiple answer question. I mean, it is exam time though, isn't it? So, let's get into the mood with our children and our siblings, right? And I want to see who will do it in the fastest time. I mean, do you know when Safaricom turned 19? I mean, it's simple math, really, isn't it? Let's count backwards. Do you know what year Safaricom reached 1 million customers? I want to see who gets it correct. Do we have it? 19 years of Safaricom in our lives. It's been such a huge part. I want to see how we go. The one in the fastest. Really simple. I want to close this now, very quickly. Yeah, I can hear little pings on your phone, so that probably means you're getting in there. So, I want us to do this really quickly. www.trivia.me.ke. 10,000 shillings worth of Safaricom airtime is at stake, folks. Let's go. I don't know if Michael is allowed to play. No, should you? No, neither should Sylvia. I hope your lines are blocked from this one, because they know all the answers. All right. We had something a little earlier on. Yes, let's figure that one out. Yeah, yes, we're working on it. We're working on it. We will get you an answer. You really want the 10K, right? I know. We'll play it fair. I am the IEBC. I will be fair, I promise. The answers will be, and the winner will be the certified winner. We will get to that in a moment. And we will fix that connectivity issue once it gets working. So I'll tell you what we will do, because the system will keep all of those answers. Once we get that up, it'll automatically tell me who got all the 5 answers correct in the fastest time. And the minute it comes up, even in our conversation, we will award that 10,000 shillings worth of airtime. So in fact, this is a good moment for you to then Google all the... Did you get the questions? See, this is how we assist you win this. So now you can actually connect and go get the answers. So this is your moment. Leakage, ndio yo. 5 questions. Now you've taken a sneak peek. All right, we will be back. 10,000 shillings is being awarded today, right here. So not to worry. We will get to that in a bit. So that's the fun we'll be having. We'll be giving you that. It's our birthday, but we're giving you the gifts. So, let's get to the man at the helm of the birthday child. Is it a child anymore? It's a 19-year-old. It's an adult. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give a warm round of applause to Michael Joseph, the CEO of Safaricom PLC. Karibu sana. Welcome, Michael. Please take a seat and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Can we all say happy birthday, Safaricom? That's a good way to start. That's a great way to start, yes. We can take a look at that. So it was a day just like this one, Michael, 19 years ago, when Safaricom was officially launched. Before we even get to that, because I want to know what your thoughts are and what, 19 years later, let's take a look at just what that moment was like.
Tanzania, South Africa, Uganda in the next few days. One of the most important features of our system will be billed per second, not per minute. And this will save you 17% from tariffs that are our most, from our competitive, who shall be unnamed tonight.
We want to know that within a few months' time, somebody can use his mobile, whether he is in Kisumu, Kisii, Nyeri, Nanyuki, or Kakamega. That is what we want to hear. And the impact of liberalization will not be realized until those areas are adequately served and people feel that they are part and parcel of the whole system of the new technology.
Wow. So I'm a little confused. Do you look younger or older 19 years ago?
It was a terrifying moment. I don't know.
Wasn't it? So tell us about this day, and now 19 years later. What was this day like, and what's your reflection on today?
Well, I think it was raining as well. So we had it at the carnival. Two outstanding memories from that day, probably not related to Safaricom. One, it was my first speech in Safaricom in Kenya, and I was quite terrified getting up there. But when I got on the stage, I couldn't see anybody. The lights were so bright, I couldn't see anybody, so I was not nervous after that.
But can you see people here today?
And now I can see everybody here. Yeah,
good.
so,
That's why we're all in white, Michael, just to make sure you can see us.
Second thing that occurred to me is I learned about Kenya's peculiar habits. Because, we had planned this event for some time, and I think the beer ran out in the first 30 minutes. We had no more beer. That Kenyans would come, instead of having one beer, they would take a whole six-pack. So we had to, within half an hour, we had to call for more beer. So that was my first recollection. And then, of course, we launched Safaricom with great fanfare. We had a big fireworks demonstration. And then the network, of course, collapsed the next week. So that was a very interesting time.
You've had some high moments and some low ones, and we'll get to some of those. But then, just like you talked about, there's been an aggressive push towards expanding the network and indeed the business. Even back then, that seemed to have been, from the word go, right?
Yeah, we tried. We wanted to be different. So, when we first came here, none of us really knew anything about the marketplace, what Kenyans wanted. All the decisions we made in the early days were just made on just basically gut feel and instinct. Fortunately, we made more right decisions than wrong decisions. And, you could see some of the things now. Even when I look at these slides here, it's quite interesting. I remember even when we covered the road to Mombasa was quite something. So, it was.
And that was a big investment. I mean, even in terms of money, you invested in the network, you invested in the infrastructure. Do you think that's what differentiated Safaricom from the rest?
In the early days, I think most people probably don't remember this, or even, when we started out, our cash in the bank was $25 million. That's all we had. And in those days, if you remember, or James will remember, a switch cost $10 million. So half of our money went on a switch in the first day. So we had very little money in the early days. So what we did, is we spent a great deal of our money on corporate social responsibility, but in tiny chunks across the country. And that really helped us get known and get our brand known. It was only in about our second year, I think, that we started to get money and we could really invest in the network. And we did invest heavily in the network.
And even as you're growing the business and you're expanding the infrastructure and you're expanding the network, many would not imagine that a company that's at that phase of growth would then be investing back in the community, because then Safaricom Foundation was launched at right about the same time when you are, trying to get your network out there. I mean, that's interesting. Most people would think, let's get the company good and ready and good and solid and then get to the foundation. But Safaricom is launching its foundation in 2003 at the same time focusing on a rapid expansion program. Why was that important?
I thought when I came to Kenya that this was a unique opportunity to do what I believe that companies should do, which is to invest in the community and to be part of the community. And many of us want to do great things in our lives, and we can't all be missionaries or doctors and things like that. So this was a way for this company to play a different role in the community. So it was a fundamental decision of ours to have corporate social responsibility as a significant part of Safaricom. We did the Safaricom Foundation, later on the M-PESA Foundation. It was all because, I believe that companies should invest in the communities and make a difference.
Can we talk about M-PESA? How has it revolutionized our lives? To the extent that is now the word that's used for money transfer. I mean, it's become a verb, it's become a noun, it's become a part of our lives. 26 million customers later, totally revolutionized. In fact, helps to grow economies across the country. So you're able to send money to your parents, and talk to us about that. Did you see that back when it was being launched in 2007?
No, honestly, I don't think. There are people who came afterwards and said, we knew it would be so successful. But at the time we launched, some of the people who are in this room, when we launched M-PESA, it was an experiment. It wasn't something that we thought would get so big. In fact, we were quite unprepared for it. But I think as a company, because we were so innovative, wanted to be innovative, we wanted to try everything, and we wanted, whatever we could do. But the team, the M-PESA team in those early days came to me and said, look, it was originally planned as a microfinance instrument to disperse and receive microfinance loans. That's what it was designed for. We trialed it in Thika, but the team came to me and said, look, it can do more than this. Actually, the subscribers were using it for something completely different.
Yeah.
And actually, that's when we made the necessary investment and changed and said, we launched it as mobile money to send money home. That was our first that we did. And, we spent a huge amount of money in the first year, $10 million. And if we'd gone wrong, if it had not worked, almost like today, we'd probably get fired, So, well, at least they'll get fired, not me. I'm already fired, or so it's okay. But that was the risk that we took in those days.
Yeah, and just a bit of your reflection around M-PESA and how it has changed, the way we do business, the way we send money. I mean, you had to go through hoops. You'd had to go to a bank and, those certain big amounts of money. I mean, now you can send just about any amount of money. I mean, in a way, it's, sort of democratized this sharing of resources around. For some who'll be in the room who'll remember what it was like sending money before, was literally a nightmare. Walking to the bank, buying a banker's check, you had to be this big boss, and, now this is literally for everybody.
And you had to go to the bus station, send money with the bus and things. It was really a different phenomena and different way of doing business. But it was to try to persuade our subscribers to trust us with their money. And that was the big thing that we had to achieve, is to trust us with their money, because why would you give somebody your last 1,000 shillings to a mobile phone company and hope that you can take it out somewhere else, or your mother or your parents, your grandparents, the money? That was the big thing, to get the people to trust us. And that was the first achievement. The second achievement was to get a big dealer network. I mean, the dealer network was really critical for us, an M-PESA dealer network. And I don't know where the dealers are sitting. Which side? This side?
Where are the dealers? Yeah, could you just show of hands, dealers?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yay.
Do you remember that you didn't want anything to do with M-PESA? You said, I don't want these people in my shops. They clutter up my shops. We had to change everybody's SIM card. We had to get an ID. They said, we don't want anything to do with this business.
Because it's money, and money is sensitive, isn't it?
They just thought it was just pain. I nearly said something else. They thought it was just, they didn't want all these people in their shops. So we had to advertise in the paper for people to become M-PESA dealers. And we had a huge influx of individuals, small shops, dukas, chemists, who became M-PESA dealers. And then the Safaricom dealers suddenly said, oh, this is a good thing, we better get back in. But then they had to come and persuade me that they can get back in again. Do you remember? Do you remember?
So, after close to 10 years at the helm, you've gone from 0 to 15 million customers at this point. You've moved it up to a 3G data network. M-PESA is what it is, it's revolutionized. Then you said goodbye to Safaricom. So could you reflect on what, that moment was like, the highs and lows up until that moment? And then in comes Bob Collymore. And you feel he's the right man for the job. Why was he the right man for the job? And what was that like after close to 10 years, leaving Safaricom and then handing it over after such tremendous growth?
It was an interesting time for us. And I knew I wanted to step down after 10 years. I wanted to step down. To be quite frank, I was quite bored. I'd built this company. It was no longer this cut and the things you had to do. It was now quite a big company, 3,000 people. My style of management was not great for such a big company, as my staff will tell you. I'm not believe in democracy,
You're not
strong
patient.
believer in democracy, and it is my way or the highway kind of thing. But I knew that the time was come for somebody else to take over from me. And then we went through a selection process which took us nearly 2 years. And eventually we went through a shortlist, and Bob was on the board of directors of Safaricom at that time and was also on our foundation. So my strong feeling, and it was against other people, senior people within Vodafone, who said no, he was not the right guy because he didn't have the experience of running a big company. But I believed in Bob. Sorry. I believed in Bob because I believe Bob understood Safaricom. He understood the DNA of Safaricom. And I had really great hopes that he would continue with what we had done so far. It was not so much that he would change the company, although he tried to, but it was more that he would continue with what we had achieved. And then when he came on board and I handed over to him, for the first year, Bob didn't do too much, and then he decided to dramatically change everything. If you guys remember, the Safaricom team. And he said, no, I don't want so many direct reports. I only want so many direct reports. And Safaricom 2.0 or something. Was it called that? Something. Anyway, eventually Bob went back to what it was before.
Yeah.
But he was a great guy to take on Safaricom. And I think he really grew into the job and really took this company to a different level to what I could have done. And, we retained a great venture.
Yeah. And I think we all continue to celebrate Bob. A great man, I think, not just for Safaricom, but for the country as well.
Except for his jazz concerts. Other than that, he was good.
Okay, so the innovation continues at Safaricom. So the M-PESA, it's gone to Lipa na M-PESA, you're enabling businesses. But then here comes this big one, which is access to credit. So before that, overdrafts were for big businesses, right? Like Safaricom and others. If you had an overdraft and you had a credit line with the bank, you were at the big leagues. But then you decide to create access for your customers to credit. Why was this so important?
Actually, we did this in 2010, 2011. I think we launched M-Shwari. Before we launched M-Kesho.
Yeah.
Was not a great success. We then launched M-Shwari with CBA. What I wanted to do, and really what I wanted to do, is to create a savings culture. It was not a borrowing culture. I wanted to create a savings culture. So if you saved money, you could borrow a multiple of your savings. That was the start of that. It became extremely successful, except people borrowed more than they saved, which is not what I wanted. But I think it grew from there. It's evolved. The product has evolved thanks to the team. Sutoya is not here today, but thanks to the team, it's grown into something extraordinary. Unfortunately, it's also gone, in my opinion, I'll say this publicly, it's gone in the wrong direction, in my opinion. The costs are too high.
Okay.
People are borrowing too easily to pay off other loans. And so you have this merry-go-round of loans and repayment, which I hope in the next few months we'll find another way to deal with this. But Feliza, the product that just flashed up there now, was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant product, and that's thanks to the Safaricom team and the M-PESA team that made it happen. I was not part of this.
Sorry?
I was not part of this. Everything else, but not that one. Not that one.
Okay.
That's why it's so successful, obviously.
Obviously. What have been the low moments? We've talked about the highs. We've talked about the way Safaricom has changed the lives of its, and not just of subscribers to Safaricom or of dealers, but really of Kenyans worldwide. It's made a mark in the region, but what are some of the lows that you can reflect on, and how have you overcome?
The lows are now, in retrospect, are mostly amusing rather than disasters.
Yes.
I mean, we made lots of decisions that, fortunately, our disastrous decisions are quite well buried. Nobody remembers. What was Simi Najami? Was it Simi Najami that we had this?
Simi Najami, yes.
Which
right?
was not a great product.
Okay.
And there were a few others that sort of died quite earlier and well buried. But we had some difficult times, particularly in our early days when we didn't have enough capacity in the network. And the network used to go down Friday afternoons when everybody was trying to go home and they were stuck in traffic.
Right.
And then they'd make a phone call and the network was jammed, and then this became Kenya's peculiar calling habits. And sometimes we had disasters because in about 3 years into Safaricom, when we finally got money, we finally got our bond through, we finally got the financing for the network, we brought in a new switch. Don't know if anybody here, I'm sure some of the technical guys will remember, we brought in a new switch. We now had sudden massive capacity. And I wanted to thank the Kenyans for being so loyal to me through this time. So I decided to secretly award every Kenyan customer 100 shillings of credit. Okay. Secretly. This was the mistake. So some guy in Dubai, and we had a very poor system at the time, we didn't have the IN platform we have today, put in a process to add 100 shillings credit to everybody's account. Okay? And in those days, you dialed 141 for your balance or something like that, and it was free.
Right.
So some guy was sitting in a bar, playing, trying to impress his girlfriend or whatever, and dialing 141, and he suddenly got credit. And the word spread that if you dialed 141, it gave you 100 shillings of credit. Okay. And then what happened is the guy in Dubai was doing it, and then we didn't have satellite, we didn't have fiber optic cable, we had satellite. It failed. The satellite failed, so he then had to start again. But instead of starting where he left off, he started at the beginning again. So now somebody got 200 shillings.
And someone else got 100.
And then they kept on dialing this 141, and they thought, oh, no, I've got another 100 shillings. Okay. And this went on for 7 times.
Wow.
So some people got 700, 800 shillings. And I don't remember who remembers here, but at that time we had 800,000 subscribers only. But for us to give everybody 700 shillings free credit was a disaster. So, but people were dialing 141 to try to get more. And then they called me at 5 o'clock in the morning and said, there's something wrong with the network, it's completely jammed.
Yeah.
So I rushed to Safaricom and we stood around there looking at each other stupidly because we had no idea what was going on. And then it dawned on us what was going on, that this is what had happened. So then I said, reverse it quickly. So now I started to decrement it, to take 100 shillings away. And then people noticed this, and now they tried to spend the money before it was gone. So for 1 week, we had no network. It was completely jammed.
Wow.
People shouted at me a lot in the streets, and I had to go on TV and explain. That was pretty hard.
And it's interesting that, like you say, you can now look back on it with some amusement.
Now it's amusing.
But I can imagine it was not funny at the time.
It was not funny because then the minister complained and the president complained, and it was a national disaster. 800,000 subscribers couldn't make a call. So.
Yeah, for some time. That's a big one. So, Michael, years of phenomenal growth locally, M-PESA now gone global. What does that mean for the future of the business?
I think Safaricom is in a unique position. We are the biggest company in East Africa. We're the most profitable company in East Africa. We're big. We touch everybody's lives. We're involved in many, many charitable events. Our foundations are massively invested in Kenya. Our staff are doing lots of different things. We still want to be innovative. My concern going forward for the company is that because we are so successful and because our poor competitor, we use the words poor, I don't know what other word to use, it's polite in this environment. This is on national TV, right?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay. So, we are in a very strong position, but my concern is that we sometimes too strong. I would not want to use the dominant, but because we are successful, we think nothing can touch us. And whatever we do is right. And I think this is something that concerned me when Bob passed on and I came back, not of my free will, I have to say. But this has always been my company. It's always been my baby. So it didn't take a lot of persuasion to come back. I'm sure the team here sitting in the front were horrified. But in fact, I know they were horrified that I came back and here's this dictator coming back who's never taken his hands off this company anyway and is going to now run the company again. But when I came back, my strong inclination was to say, take a look at Safaricom, take a look at who we are, where we are, and where we are going, and what do we want to be long term. I mean, we are big. I believe that we'll continue to grow, we'll continue to innovate, we'll continue to come up with new products. There's lots of things coming in the future.
Yeah.
But we have to understand what makes us successful and who makes us successful.
Right.
And it's not me, and it's not the team here. It's the people that trust us with their money, that spend money on the Safaricom network. That's what drives Safaricom. And we must never forget that. And I think, and that's why we are here today, I think that we have, to some extent, not listened as well as we should have listened as to what does Safaricom mean to our subscribers,
right.
and how can we make their lives better.
And that's what we'll get to in a moment, because it's not just a celebration of a birthday, but it's also a commitment to the future and to do that better. And I like what you said. No matter how big you are, there's always room for innovation, always room to listen, to improve, to change. But there's also been a lot of room for helping Kenyans achieve their dreams. And you've just said that now. And many Kenyans will remember we're still on that high in this country. Safaricom played a big role in that and has supported the great, legendary Eliud Kipchoge. This wasn't just about Ineos 159. You've been working with Eliud, and I want to know why. But because we're still on that high, I'd like us to relive that moment when Eliud made us all proud, and then we can talk about why Safaricom felt it was so important. This was a moment we're still living up today. Let's watch.
We have 1 minute to go. Eliud Kipchoge is on his way here. This humble farmer who used to run 2 miles to school every day and back. He used to go to the nearest town on his bike to sell milk at the local market. And now, through hard work and discipline, he's pointing. Come on, he says. Eliud Kipchoge has the hand of history on his shoulder. He has less than 200 meters to go. Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock, into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge, on his shoulder, 140, the unofficial time.
What a moment. What a moment. What was this like for you, Mike? I mean, everybody has talked about it, but you and Safaricom, because this was way before that, and you chose to honor him 7 days leading up to this by changing the M-PESA logo. How did you feel about this moment, and why did you feel it was so important to back Eliud Kipchoge as he made Kenya proud?
Okay, first to give credit where it's due. This was an initiative coming from the team.
Yeah.
From the team sitting here, Satoya, who's not here today. This is an initiative that came from them. Let's do this to sponsor, and let's do a thing for Eliud for this attempt. But I think Safaricom has always been involved in athletics. I mean, we have an athletics program going across Kenya. We've always been a part of a sponsor of athletics. Many, many races. At one point, I think, Zaire will tell me that we sponsored every single half marathon in this country. Everyone. I mean, even in the remotest places. I remember just a funny story. We used to sponsor this half marathon in Wamba. I don't know if anybody knows where Wamba is, up there in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, it was a very famous event in Wamba because everybody could run, because the prizes were not cash. They were livestock, so they were winning cows and goats and things. And I used to have so much fun at this thing because the start was so chaotic that,
Aren't they always?
They didn't any discipline. As soon as the guy just stood up there, the race was on, and there were women running and girls and children and men and everything. And actually, I don't even know who won, but it was just a lot of fun. But I think this is part of the DNA of Safaricom, is sponsoring athletics. And of course, this we sponsored many like Elliot, but this was really important, really critical. And I think what the team did to light up KICC, to make the event free, available to everybody, was fantastic. And it's good to them.
Yeah.
So thank you to the team for doing that.
Absolutely great moment. And it wasn't just about supporting Elliot and supporting athletes, you're also supporting girls. And you're keeping them in school with an issue that ideally shouldn't be an issue in 2019, but yet it is. So talk to us about why Safaricom is supporting the Keep Our Girls in School program that's being run under the M-PESA Foundation. Just tell us a little bit more about that as we take this home.
Okay, I have to bear in mind this is on live TV, and I think Sylvia would have a fit if I say what I really want to say. So let me be careful what I say.
Okay.
When I read the story about this girl that committed suicide in class because she was embarrassed because she had a period in class and there was no sanitary pads, I thought this is an embarrassment for this country. We should do something about it. So, leaving aside what the government should or should not be doing, I persuaded the M-PESA Foundation to fund sanitary pads initiative for all the girls sitting in public schools in the current exams for this period, for this month, so that these girls can stay in school and sit their exams. This is something that we should do as Safaricom. It's part of our DNA. It's part of our giving back, but it's also part of what we all stand for. We stand for this kind of thing. We want to be part of Kenyans' lives, and we want to change their lives for the better, but we also want to be part of their lives, and to make their lives better, we want to be better. And this is part of it.
And for sure, you've changed their lives. Look at that. Oh, she's lovely. And you've started this at the foundation, at the very base for these young girls. And because of what you, the team, and the Keep Our Girls in School program has done, these young girls will grow up to be some fine women. So congratulations and thank you for that and for everything that you do. So last year, Michael, we celebrated 18 years. 18 is a big one. 19 is sort of old enough to know the difference between right and wrong. In some countries, you're still not old enough to drink. Maybe you're old enough to vote. But 19 can be a bit of a, right? Yeah, 18 is big, 19 is nowhere, 21 is major. From 30 onwards, it's a little downhill, I don't know. But 19 is kind of in between. But you have thought about it, you've heard your customers, and this is not just a birthday celebration. You are here to tell us what next, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to now cede the floor to you, Michael Joseph, the CEO of Safaricom PLC, to tell us why we're all here, to celebrate Safaricom at 19, but it's not just about a birthday. I'll get that for you. It's also about what happens going forward. Michael Joseph, ladies and gentlemen.
So, thank you. So first, why 19? Okay, this is a bit of an ego trip, okay, I have to admit, okay? So I'm only here for a temporary basis, okay? I'm only here till we appoint a new CEO. So I can only do this once more. And unfortunately, I can't wait until we're 20 or 21 we have to do it now. And I thought this is the opportunity to even though it's 19, as you say, not an auspicious birthday in anybody's language, but it's the right time to do it to us now, where we are, where we've come from, and where we want to go. So maybe at 20 we will have a different celebration to say how successful we were about this. But why do we want to do this? As I said, you know, Safaricom is big, it's profitable, it's financially a strong company. We do great things, you know, we still innovate, we still have the room to grow and to innovate. But I thought that we wanted to look back and see how Safaricom was thought, how our customers thought about us. And we've been receiving many times surveys, customer surveys, what we call NPS, Net Promoter Score, saying that Safaricom is not regarded as the most trustworthy company. You know, they talk about we steal your bundles, your data, we complicated to do business with, which is all true, by the way, not the stealing, but the complicated. We are quite complicated, and sometimes it's difficult to understand what we're selling to you and how we're trying to service you. So I thought this is the time for us to say, let's look back, let's start with a clean sheet of paper. And once again, my congratulations to the team led by Sylvia and everybody here who made this happen. We start to look back and say, let's start with a clean sheet of paper. Let's see, if we had to start today, again, what would we do? And how would we start and competing against this massive giant, Safaricom, and a lesser giant called Airtel? What would we do? And this is what we decided to do. We want to be simple, transparent, and honest with you. We want to change the way we do business, you do business with us. We want to be open to you. We want to hear you and listen to you, and we want to be there for you. So we want to be part of your lives, but we want to say, okay, we're part of your lives so you can have a better life. So we want to be better so we can serve you better. And this is why we came here today and to launch this not just this product, but this whole change in direction of Safaricom. We want to be a different Safaricom. We want to be a Safaricom that's easy to do business with, that's transparent, so you understand our tariffs, that you understand us, and we want to be honest with you. And that's what we decided to do. It's not just externally with you, with our customers and our dealers, but also internally. We want to change the way we do business internally so that we are much more simple internally, which will then extend externally. This undertaking is not easy because, you know, we've been here 19 years, you know, in our way of doing business in Kenya. You know, we love the status quo. We don't like to change things. We don't like to think out of the box. We're happy with where we are. So to change this thing and go in a completely different direction, but still with the same end goal, takes some effort. And I want to once again congratulate all the team that's here, all the people working in the back, the IT people, and by the way, we have some fantastic people in the back rooms have made this happen in a very short space of time. I think we started this journey a month ago? No? A month ago. And, you know, we've achieved wonderful things and fantastic things. But it's what we need to do. I honestly believe that we need to do this if we are to continue on this path of greatness. Let's not say we want to be the biggest, but this path of greatness that we want to serve you in a better way. So this is what we're unveiling today, and now I'll talk about I'll let you see the TVC, the video here. You can judge for yourselves, and then I'll tell you more about in detail what we have in store for you.
It's the simple things in life that matter, and simplicity is the foundation of any long-lasting companionship. When we listen, we learn. We have heard you, and we're doing things differently. Simple in how we reach out to you, transparent in how we deliver to you, honest in what we say to you, every day, everywhere, doing what we do for you. Safaricom is for you. It's the simple things in life that matter, and simplicity is the foundation of any long-lasting companionship. When we listen, we learn. We have heard you, and we're doing things differently. Simple in how we reach out to you, transparent in how we deliver to you, honest in what we say to you, every day, everywhere, doing what we do for you. Safaricom is for you.
So you will see, it's not a very Safaricom advert as you've known before. It's very different. It's deliberately simple, deliberately clear. It's got water in it, it's got air in it. All these things about clarity and transparency is in this video. And the actual airplane, the wind thing that you open up, whatever they call that thing, I don't know. But it's all things that maybe you, maybe not you, maybe your kids, maybe you when you were a kid, you played with these simple things, you made them. This is what we want to go back to be a simple organization, but that you understand and is simple to deal with, simple to talk to, simple to communicate with. And that's what this is all about. Of course, it's very different. I'm very happy to see it's very different. But it's something that we believe in and strongly believe in. So we're making this commitment to you today. And this starts from today. And it's being simple, transparent, and honest in everything you do. But it's not just in our products, which you'll see. It's also in our shops, in our care center, in all that we do. If you go to our shop, and you will see our first shop is downstairs in Sarat Center. We've transformed it completely. We undertake to make that you can go into our shop and you'll be served within 5 minutes. And everybody will, you don't have to stand in a queue, you don't have to stand at a counter. Somebody will deal with you right when you walk into the shop. And our commitment and our promise is we'll deal with you within 5 minutes. Similarly, if you call our call center, Janet is here, I know she made this promise, hopefully you'll do this, but if you call our call center, we'll answer your call within 5 minutes, and we will deal with you in 5 minutes. If for some reason we don't answer your call in 5 minutes, we will call you back. And that's our promise to you. This is just the start. I must say that and emphasize that it's just the beginning. We will learn as we go along. We probably will make some mistakes in the beginning, but that's natural in such a dramatic change of how we do business. But we promise that we will continue with this effort to be simple and transparent and honest, and that we will serve you in a better way. So please, try out our shops, try out our call center. If you don't like it, of course, you know how to get hold of us. I'm sure you love to tweet and whatever you do to make us feel bad, but you can call us anytime, okay? You know, one of the reasons why you stand in line such a long time is to change your Safari, get a new SIM swap, or to get a new line. This will be much more simplified, much more automated, and your voice will be your password, and you can do it yourself. Not only that, if you call star 100 plus hash, sorry, if you do star 100 hash, you can go and check. You can see how much. You can check your balance. You can check your data usage. You can look at your data manager, so you can change how you use your data. Even if you want to turn off your data, you can do it easily in star 100 hash. And you can also stop or view any of the premium services that you have, which I know sometimes really bug you, that you have premium services that you don't really want and never thought you had. Now you can turn them off by doing it very simple, all by yourself. Now comes to what we want to do for you from times of service products. So we've listened to you, and we've searched deeply into how we can change the products that we give you, that we serve you. So firstly, on all of the products that we're going to launch today have better value for money. They'll be cost less per megabyte or cost less per minute or per second. So first of all, that is the first thing that happens. There will be a reduction in our pricing, but more value for money, I would say. So we are going to launch a world's first today. We have simplified our data products you will be able to buy data for whatever money you want to spend on data, from 1 shilling to 1,000 or whatever it means. You can buy data for as much money as you want. It's not preset. If you want to buy data for 1 shilling, you can buy data for 1 shilling. And most importantly, it will not expire. That, we believe, is a world's first, that we can actually buy as much data as you want, 1 shilling, 2 shillings, whatever, 5 shillings, and it will not expire. You may have read about in the newspapers yesterday, some lawyer was going to sue us. It's got nothing to do with that, because we started this journey, as we say, 3 weeks ago. And we believe this is unique in our world, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, some people think it's quite shocking to do such a thing, but not have data that expires is definitely very innovative, and I look forward to your response. On voice, similarly on voice, you can buy voice for whatever money you want to spend on voice. You can buy 5 shillings, 12 shillings or whatever, and if whatever you buy, you'll get 50% more automatically. Okay. I must emphasize, it's not a promotion, it's there forever. And like voice, and like voice, and like data, it does not expire. So it's a completely new way of thinking and we've listened to you. This is basically what you've asked for, and so we want to, so now it's how we responded to you and what you wanted. So I look forward to seeing what you think about it. Okay, how do you buy it? I think there'll be some video showing you how to buy it, but it'll be done very simply. You can try it if you want. Although I believe if we looked at the trivia thing, we probably shouldn't all do it at the same time, So please don't all try to do it right now. But if you dial *544# or use the Safaricom app, and I'm told on iOS is not ready yet, but the Android one is ready. You can dial *544#, and it's a very simple menu. And I think we have a demonstration for it now, right? So I hope you were able to notice that in that you can, of course, still use the old bundles if you wish to and complicate your life, or you can go to the new bundles. It's your choice as to which bundle you want to buy. You notice you can buy the bundle for you. You can buy the voice or data for you or for somebody else, that you can pay with a scratch card or you can pay with M-PESA, and you have this choice. So you can, at the point where you put in how much data you want to buy, it tells you then how much data you have bought, and then you can decide, no, I don't want that. I want more, I want less. You can also go and say, I want to buy data, and then you can go back and I want to now add voice. So it's up to you how you want to spend your money. It will take some getting used to. I'm sure your children will actually do it better than you from day one, but try it and see what you think. And please give us some feedback. Finally, we're going to make it, there's a number of other initiatives that are coming which are not going to be launched today, but we can, for new customers joining Safaricom, we'll make it very simple and very easy to get a free SIM card with a number of your choice. You can choose your number and you can activate by just 50 bob. So you can get a brand new SIM card, your own number, and just by topping up with 50 bob. There's many more things to come. This is not the end, this is the beginning. And as I said, we continue to make improvements. In December, we will launch, you can have your phone, your mobile number for life. You can choose to keep your number forever. We will also launch a new set of products for those older people like me who are 70 and more. You can have a discounted tariffs for older people. That's right, eh? It is right. He told me, but I'm not so sure. He's a marketing guy, you know. So, in addition to that, in January, and we're working on it now, we'll make sure that by January, 4G will be everywhere, and we will have a huge initiative. Right, James? He told me. Okay, you heard him. He sits here if you want to talk to him. Okay. So 4G will be everywhere. It's a strong initiative of ours to encourage data usage. So 4G will be everywhere. Obviously, we will start to phase out at some point 3G, but it will be 4G everywhere. And we will also launch, together with the consumer team, new phones that you can buy on a daily basis. So that you buy a phone on as little as 50 bob a day. 20 shillings a day, you can buy a 4G phone. So that will come in January. And then in April, in response to what we talked about earlier, we will launch some new M-PESA products, new initiatives on M-PESA, new tariffs, and make it much easier to use M-PESA, and of course, expand our M-PESA product offering for many, many more customers, businesses, and so on. So I hope that, you know, the message that we're conveying today, that the team is conveying today, is a real commitment from us, from Safaricom, from the whole of all 4,000, 5,000 people that work for us, to be simple, transparent, and honest for you. We will live up to this commitment. We'll live up to this promise. This is a new Safaricom. A new Safaricom. I hate to say a better Safaricom, because that's not really what we're aiming for. We want to be a Safaricom that is better for you. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. I mean, that's certainly some good news for your last year of teenager. No more child games. Moving into the future. Thank you very much, Michael. And happy birthday and congratulations once again. Let's give him a round of applause. So I'd like us to just say that together, right? The three words are actually up there. Simple, transparent, honest, for you. Happy birthday, Safaricom. So, I know you were a little frustrated earlier, but I've got some gifts for you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so before we get into the next game, by the way, please stay in the room, because remember the 10,000 I had before? Well, I've got another 40,000. I know, right? But wait for it. Let's go to the first one. Remember, this game we're playing is on www.trivia.me. Here we have it. The first one, who got it right? I wish this was 1:59, but anyway, we'll take 9:79 seconds. If your number ends in 070 and it starts with 0723, are you here? This number on screen, are you here? Please come up here. Please come up here. I have, how much money do I have for you? Here is, thank you so much for playing. Congratulations, you definitely know Safaricom very well. In 9.79 seconds. Here you go. There is your airtime. Asante sana for playing. I'm supposed to give you actually what? 10,000, right? Come back here. But do I have enough here? Yeah, I do. Actually, all of this is yours. Here is your 10,000 shillings worth of airtime. My bad. And I've got 40,000 to go. Congratulations. This next game we're going to play is really simple. It's a puzzle. Remember, Safaricom is now all about simplicity, transparency, and honesty. So let's go back to www.trivia. Oh, this time it's www.puzzle.me.ke.
Check 1 2. The cable sina slack yoyote. So tucheze tu hapa hivi.
I'm sure you can see this is you if this is your number. All right. Okay. It's a great jigsaw puzzle. We're gonna
Yeah,
play.
burn me with the light.
10,000 shillings airtime for each of the first 4. Are these the numbers I'm going with?
Gabantu, how much do I have? 5K. 5K. How much money?
All right. Put it together. Put it together.
So, thou.
Let's see who can do it in the fastest time possible.
Okay, we are still live right here at the Sarit Expo Center at the Safaricom launch, and I'm telling you, my mind is blown. Simple, transparent, honest for you. That's the theme of everything that is going on. And guys, if you want to know how excessive, how totally mind-blowing this is, just dial star 544 hash now or star 100 hash now. Some of the things that Bwana Michael Joseph has announced, now they are telling you, if you walk into any Safaricom care, customer care center or you call the number or you call 100, watakuhudumia in 5 minutes or less. In case you call them and you can't get hudumiwa in 5 minutes, they will call you back. I'm telling you, it is madness. And now, if you're like me and you've had to explain bundles and data to your parents or grandparents, it's been simplified. You know how you have this chart trying to figure out which one is the cheapest bundle for you, what will work most for you. Now Safaricom are telling you whatever amount you want to spend. Kama ni 500, kama ni 5 bob. You just dial star 544 hash and then you go there, you just tell them how much you want to spend. Simple. They give you the bundles. Hakuna kuchagua sijui or this or that. They give you a very simple option, and of course, no expiry date. I hear there are people who are like, oh no, this bundle expired, I hadn't used it, and Safaricom have heard you. There is no expiry date for any single bundle. Don't believe me? Dial star 544 hash now to see. I'm going to tell you some of the more exciting announcements that Bwana Michael Joseph has made here at the Sarit Expo Center. But right now on stage, Yvonne Okwara is giving out airtime. She's giving out about 50,000 Kenya shillings in Safaricom airtime. And I know you watching right now from wherever it is you're watching us from. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Safaricom PLC, all handles. We are live there. I'm sure you're feeling a bit left out, but don't worry. Charlie Karomi has got you because remember I have Gabantu 5,000. I actually have 5,000 bob to give away. I already gave away 1,000 bob. I had asked you guys the first question: what year did M-PESA launch? I still have 4,000 bob worth of airtime to give away. And the second question I'm going to ask you, Safaricom, right now, 2019, we are at, correct me if I'm wrong, 33 million subscribers. I want to ask you, when did Safaricom hit 1 million subscribers? First 4 comments gets 1,000 bob in airtime free of charge, courtesy of Safaricom. So tell me, when did Safaricom first hit 1 million subscribers? Comment now. Remember, we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. When did Safaricom hit 1 million subscribers? We are right now at 33 million, give or take a few 100,000. So I'm asking you, when did we hit 1 million subscribers? Tell me. So some of those announcements that have been made by Bwana Michael Joseph, remember, he has told us that everything is being simplified. Just by dialing star 544 hash, no expiry dates on any single voice or data bundle, none of that. No expiry date. And depending on how much you want to buy, you don't have to calculate, oh, bundle A, bundle B. Nah, you just tell them the amount that you want to spend and then they give you that bundle. Let me look through, because I was taking notes, because a lot has been said. Let me just look through and see what else I can tell you. So there are only 2 numbers now, star 100 hash and star 544 hash. And also I'm being told, oh yeah, I'd forgotten about this. I actually have mine. So guys, when we started, I showed you this. Safaricom were giving us this. It's apparently a way to to make a paper plane because we're 19 years old, but we're still remembering where we were when Safaricom launched. I was still making paper planes. So I actually tried to make one of my own, which looks like this. And Yvonne is actually, anyway, so this is how, okay, we're going to Yvonne. We're about to throw our paper planes. But let's see what she's doing on stage. Let's go there.
The biggest company in Kenya, the biggest company in East Africa, 19 years of success and hoping for more. So I'd like us to all say together, happy birthday on my count, as we launch the paper planes into the air. Here's to 19 years and hopefully many, many more. On 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Safaricom! Happy birthday, Safaricom. May this be the start to more listening, to more understanding your customers, to simplicity, to transparency, and to honesty. And this is for you. If we can say that once again, simple, transparent, honest, for you. Happy birthday, Safaricom. Thank you, everybody, so much. I will be announcing the winners. We will definitely get in touch with you on your phones. Remember, it's 10,000 shillings worth of Safaricom airtime to 4 of you. I may now wish you a very good day and a great year ahead and many more to Safaricom at 19. That is Safaricom PLC turning 19 years old. I'd just like to make an announcement for the press. There will be a press conference that will be taking place and a press briefing together with the Safaricom team downstairs at the newly refurbished Safaricom office. So you want to take a look at that. You want to go to that Safaricom shop. It's new, it's been revamped. It was closed for a couple of days, right? It's brand new. Safaricom at 19. That Safaricom shop downstairs for the media. For everybody else, have a fantastic day ahead. And remember, this is Safaricom for you. Bye-bye.
Okay, my director is laughing at me for my paper plane, and I am telling him, Endoko, this thing flies. You know what? I'm going to keep it in store. I'm going to try and speak to someone from Safaricom in a while, and they will be my judge for that paper plane, so I'll just put it there. So guys, some of the amazing announcements that have been made. I've told you, everything has been simplified. It's 2 numbers per you need to cram. *100# and *544#. For any help you need with your line, *100#. To buy any sort of bundle, remember, no expiry date, *544#. Something else, apparently by January next year, there will be 4G everywhere. Doesn't matter kama uko Lokichogyo, ama uko Laikipia, ama uko Langata. 4G everywhere, and I'm excited about that. Also, another thing that has been said, 50% more airtime for you. So in case I told you guys, if you dial *544# and maybe you want data, you want to spend 50 bob, you're going to be given 50% extra free, and it's forever. It's not an offer for right now, it is forever. So if you do the math, what's 50% of 50 bob? It's 25 bob. So if you want to buy data worth 50 bob, you will get 75 bob worth of data. So 50% free forever. It's not an offer, it is forever. And I'm seeing here, and now also all of those voice bundles, they are across all networks. So you don't have to think of this and that. And also, I've just seen this. Safaricom just sent me a text telling me if I want to hear from Bwana Michael Joseph himself, I can dial 133 on my line. I'm actually going to dial that and put that on speaker. So if you want to hear from Bwana Michael Joseph himself, you can dial 133.
Michael Joseph, Safaricom CEO.
Can you guys hear that? Michael Joseph is actually speaking to me. I'm not lying. It's dial 133 on your phone right now. Bwana Michael Joseph recorded a specific message for you. So if you missed what he said on stage and you want to hear him speak to you personally, dial 133 now. And I dare you, as many as you want, dial it at the same time. Safaricom is the strongest network in Kenya. Haitaanguka. So dial 133 now. It's going to be amazing. Also, another thing that's been announced that is launching next year, there are going to be discounts. For elderly folks above the age of 70, there are going to be discounts for them on all bundles. So, you know, like when you're talking to your show and she's like, oh, call me, I don't have airtime. By this time next year, you'll be able to tell her, no, show, you have a discount on your line, so you call me. So that's another fantastic announcement. And then finally, this is the last one I'm going to speak about. Payment plans for phones. You guys know that sometimes there's that phone that you want to buy, but you don't have the money at that point. I believe they're offering a payment plan. We'll learn more about it at the Safaricom shop downstairs here at Sarit. But you can afford a payment plan, meaning unalipa pole, which is amazing. So think of any phone that you've ever wanted to use. You'll be able to afford it on that very simple payment plan. And as I told you guys before, you'll be served in 5 minutes. You go to a Safaricom shop, you dial star 100 hash. You'll be able to be hudumiwad in 5 minutes. If they don't hudumia you in 5 minutes, they actually call you back. But an amazing event here at the Sarit Expo Center. Director, I want to know if I can speak to Madam Yvonne Okwara, because I actually see her there. I can. Hi, Madam Okwara? Madam Yvonne? Hello? Madam. No, it's a very distinguished...
Did he just call me madam? Did he just call me madam?
Miss?
Yvonne, maybe?
Yvonne, you know the last time I saw you, you were actually my coach on The Presenter.
Yeah, so you're just going to make me feel old. Look at you.
Amazing presentation by the you guys did on stage. What are you most excited about? The bundles or the simplicity or the 5 minutes?
The listening, the simplicity. There was something Michael Joseph said at the end, and I really thought of my mom. And he said they will have some really special tariffs for those over 70 and those senior citizens. And I thought that's really good. You know, I mean, it's about listening and understanding who your customer is and being, you know, really in touch with them. And obviously that my bundles will not expire. Like, how crazy is that?
The thing about older guys, because sometimes I call my shosho and she's like, my son, call me, my credit is out. I'm like, no, shosho, yours is discounted.
Yes.
Please call me. But it's an amazing. How did it feel sitting there with the biggest, most popular CEO in Africa?
No, it's amazing. And he's got a great sense of humor. He is fantastic. Like, he throws in all of these things and you're like, what?
You have to remind yourself, this is the CEO of the Safari.
Right? No, I mean, it was amazing.
Right
I think
now,
it was
guys,
really good
we
to
have
just look at the
literally 5
journey of it. Obviously, there was that point and moment when we remembered Bob Colmore and the love was in the room.
Okay. Yeah, he is. And then finally, before we go, I need you to just... No. You have...
Are you going to ask me to?
No, you have to judge. You have to judge mine because it's beautiful. Okay, so judge out of 10. I'm just finishing this live stream right now. Out of 10. Out of 10. That's
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Asante sana. And thank you to you guys for tuning in. We're going where? We're going to the screen. I'm going to the screen.
Mwambia kuja na handheld. Teke handheld. Achana tripod. Tony.
We kindly request that the media staying back for the Safaricom marketing team brief, kindly make your way closer to the stage. If I can request that you please be seated. Safaricom dealers, please make your way to the back of the room, to the right-hand side if you're facing the stage. Safaricom dealers to come to the back of the room. I'm here waving for the dealers. If you can kindly come to the back of the room and facing the stage to the right.
Let's finish the shop first.